Alrighty, welcome back to another day of Daily Day Trades YouTube. We had another weird sideways back and forth day again. We had this extreme volatility in the morning where it just went back and forth, and then straight down, and then consolidation again. That was probably because of a Fed speech that happened later this afternoon. I did not make any plays on the indexes today, but like I said yesterday on the YouTube video, we did buy some BABA calls going into today. I said from the start that I was going to sell them at open. I did end up selling them at open, which ended up being a very mediocre idea. I would like to say that now I do not support that idea whatsoever. As you can see, BABA had a pretty phenomenal day. They're up to 119 and my contracts were for 108. So we ended up getting 200% from those. They are now worth thousands of dollars a piece. That's okay. We hate money, and we'll just take it as it is. Doesn't matter, I don't care, it's all fine, everything's fine. But to be fair, if you were to buy one of those contracts, you would pay for essentially a lifetime membership of Daily Day Trades Alerts, which is where I posted that. There's a link below in the description that will take you to this. There is a 7-day free trial. If you hate it, you can cancel. It's still free. Just get rid of it. Doesn't matter. But you could have just bought one BABA contract and then held it longer than I did and just be smarter than me. And there you go. That's your lifetime membership right there, even though they only cost $104 when I purchased them. So we only sold them for $300. That's okay. We're over it. Didn't have much to say today on the watch list. I am still considering a Twitter straddle that would kind of cover the deal that Elon is trying to make with them, but the only problem with that is that the deal could go through at a different price. So if that price is not within the realm of changing the intrinsic value of the long-term calls and puts that I have, then that would go to basically zero or lose a lot of time value on that theta decay, or they could continue delaying it and the expiration would not cover the date where they come to a new deal. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm not exactly sure what to do on that one, but I do think there is a good play to make on Twitter. I just haven't figured out exactly what it's going to be because a lot of it is very expensive. I think a lot of people have the same idea that I have. I did add Netflix to the swing trade portfolio. This is something that I do on the Discord. I have an entire portfolio that I dedicate to this channel. Basically, I put out trades when I add stuff or remove them and try to beat the market, and it is outperforming the market extensively so far. Netflix, I think, is already pretty beat up right now, and if tech gets clapped even more, I don't think Netflix is going to go down that much with it. I think they're pretty much bottomed out where they're at right now, and if tech recovers, then that means Netflix will most likely go up disproportionately to the rest of the market. So like if you're looking at QQQ, then Netflix is probably going to be outperforming that on the way up just because they have so much more room to grow and that gap to fill. I bought some Peloton puts a little bit later in the day. This is one of the alerts that I sent out, and I bought them about right here. It seemed like a pretty easy play. I tried not to jinx it by saying that it was an easy play, but I said it anyways. And once I went back up to here, I got rid of it. I woke up at 5 a.m., had a migraine. It was horrible. Decided that I wanted to take a nap. I didn't want to pay attention to all these charts anymore, so I dumped that. And then once it hit here and got denied, I actually told people, hey, this might be a pretty good setup. If you want to take this trade, then put your stop loss at the VWAP. And just if it goes past that, then get rid of it. If not, then you're good. There were a couple people who took that and made 30 to 50% depending on where they got in. But as you can see, this is the same area that I sent that alert out in, and it went absolutely straight down. Not a single green candle on the 5-minute chart whatsoever. That would have been a really good play. That was a very expensive nap for me. I definitely did not think a nap would cost that much today, but we already had a good morning and a bunch of other good stuff going previously in the week, especially with the Amazon calls and all that stuff. If you saw the other watch list, then you know. Moving on, crypto tomorrow. Everything is stuck. So look at Bitcoin right here. It has not done anything. It's even worse than the S&P or the Dow or any of those other indexes. It's just stuck. It has not moved out of this range. It is sitting there, and there's a lot of litigation or regulations that people are putting forward that does affect crypto, and there hasn't really been a reaction to it. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on going into this week, next week, even a couple months from now, like the whole summer, to just see how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and the miners like Riot or Mara, how they react to this stuff. Right now there's no reaction, which is honestly like a little bit creepy. It's just sitting there. It doesn't move. So once it does move in one direction, I do think that will be a really big play in whichever direction that it goes. And you don't necessarily have to trade the cryptocurrency to make a play on that. You can trade on the miners, you can trade on the ETFs, or just all sorts of things. Another thing to look out for tomorrow, oil is going insane. This is UCO, which is crude oil. This is nuts. Exxon hit their all-time highs today. This, I believe, is at an all-time high as well. This means gas prices are going to continue to go up, which is not my favorite thing in the entire world. But, if you snagged a few calls, got in on this play before this absolutely ridiculous run-up, then maybe you don't have to worry about the gas prices going up because you already made a couple $1,000 on this run right here. Shopify. I do like Shopify. I think their revenue growth is really impressive. As you can see down here on the right hand corner, they're pretty exponential, and their profit margins are even more exponential. They went from a 10% profit margin in 2020 to a 63% profit margin in 2021. And they're about to split. I believe the split is, I don't want to say anything wrong. Okay, so it's 10-1. So Shopify is going to be $39 here pretty soon. I think this as a swing trade could definitely be a winner. I haven't picked it up yet. I do think I will. It's one of those where I feel like the risk reward is so big because it's gone so big already that now, the worst thing that could happen is it goes back down here to 310 or something like that. But it could also go way up to a much larger figure, especially after the split, when more people may be able to get invested. And I don't know. I think Shopify has a lot of momentum right now. The growth company implosion really screwed them over. All the growth companies just got screwed, but their growth is much larger than some of the ones that went straight down, like Netflix or Facebook. Netflix and Facebook, they didn't do anything in their last earnings. They actually lost subscribers. So Shopify is on a different level with them. I think this is going to be a good swing trade. I'll probably post something about this tomorrow. So if you're on the Discord, look out tomorrow for an alert for that. If you're not on the Discord, there is a link below for the trade alerts that you can sign up. It is absolutely free. Last one, but we've been watching Neo for the past couple of weeks. I did not make a play on this today because they gapped up so high just in the morning. I did not think there was that much room to move, and as you could see, there was not that much room to move. They opened here and they closed there, about 5 cents higher than they opened. I think Neo is kind of turning a corner here. There's a lot of good news going their way. I talked about this yesterday on the watch list. I'm not a fan of Neo. Historically, I've actually battered and beaten them down to a pulp repeatedly, but I do think they're going in the right direction. I think there might be a play there. If not, then we'll find something else. There's always another play. That's kind of the theme of the stock market. There's always another play. Even if you buy Baba calls for $100 and later that day they're worth $1,400, it's okay. You don't have to cry and call your grandma and be really sad about it. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That is all I have today.